Fremantle, known for its container port, cappuccino strip, buskers and hippies. But inner city Freo is just a small part of the much larger Fremantle federal electorate, which stretches from beachside North Fremantle, south to Henderson and east to Jandakot.
Stop the van! Keep the sheep!
Within its borders, contentious election issues ranging from live sheep exports to AUKUS.
AUKUS will mean great opportunities for our future generations in terms of jobs.
Stop AUKUS now!
We don't want this in our backyard.
It's one of the issues on the minds of voters at tonight's Candidates Forum.
Will you oppose the AUKUS deal in all of its ramifications?
The Greens are completely opposed to AUKUS. We always have from the very beginning.
I have a duty at putting my national interest first to sell that to you and explain why it is in Australia's best interest.
Fremantle is safe Labor territory.
Labor's held this seat since 1934.
These candidates are trying to change that.
I ask you to vote for me, Kate Hewlett.
Fremantle business owner Kate Hewlett is fresh off last month's WA election trail, where she ran for the previously safe state Labor seat of Fremantle and secured a 26% swing to her.
And this is not ever going to be a safe seat again. We will not let it be.
I don't think anyone really thought that she would get as close to Simone McGurk as she did. It was a little over 400 votes that separated the two of them at the end of it, which was a great surprise, I think, to everyone, including Kate.
The Climate 200-backed candidate campaigned heavily on climate action, prompting this concession from the incumbent state government minister.
I think there are messages about the environment, about the need for climate action, and as a government, we need to heed those messages.
Labor are not living up to all their promises. We've not seen the action, the speed of action that we really need from them.
Hey, how are you? I'm not particularly interested in the state result. I'm the member for Fremantle federally. My electorate is 4 times as big as the state electorate. And I'm campaigning on national issues. I'm campaigning for a clean energy future, for action on the environment, and for a future made in Australia.
So we'll just have to go with what we've got. I think, no.
Fremantle Herald newspaper editor Steve Grant believes the Teal campaign will struggle to cut through in the outer fringes of the Fremantle electorate.
Young families, FIFO workers who are relying on the mining industry. So for them, paying the mortgage with the prices going up starts to have a little edge over worrying about whether we're doing enough for climate change.
One of federal Labor's more polarising policies is the phase-out of live sheep exports, which leave from Fremantle Harbour. East Fremantle resident and Liberal voter Adrian Baker is against the ban. He's spent decades working as a vet on live export ships.
It certainly was not so good when I first started, there's no doubt about that. But now that they go in our summer with much better ventilation, much more access to feed and water, there is no argument from a welfare point of view these days.
It's probably a bigger burden for Labor in other parts of the state, but Fremantle was the birthplace of the banned live export. In our offices, we've still got the stickers back from the 1980s, you know, barbaric. I'll never forget that one.
Live export is not the only issue dividing opinions.
Stop AUKUS now!
Labor's Josh Wilson has broken ranks several times to speak against the AUKUS submarines deal.
Do you still think it's a complex, fraught and costly endeavour that remains substantially unexplained and unjustified?
Look, I've made my contributions. You're obviously quoting me to myself. I've made my contributions to that debate. I think that the point I would make is that The quality assurance mechanism in democracy is contestability.
That's a great example of him unable, because of the party system, to represent his community. And it's a reason why I am sitting here now.
Fremantle takes in Henderson, where billions of dollars will be spent developing a defence precinct for shipbuilding and servicing nuclear-powered submarines, which will live at the nearby HMAS Stirling Naval Base on Garden Island.
We're in the southern part of the Fremantle federal electorate, and of course this is where all things are happening in terms of AUKUS. We're estimating to be at least 10,000 jobs, which will really be very important because this region has a high unemployment area, particularly with young people.
Despite being a big supporter of the AUKUS program, Mayor Logan Howlett says the community still needs more information.
That's what we need our federal government in particular to do, is to stand tall and to start delivering these information sessions to all of our communities.
Who's got a question?
Josh, I'd really like to understand what it's like for you being against AUKUS and having to stay within your party lines.
Well, let me tell you about the live sheep trade. I was elected when I was elected in 2016, it was not the Labor Party's policy to end the live sheep trade. I accepted that that was not the Labor Party's position because I'm a member of the Labor Party and I was elected as a Labor Party representative. But I was able to persuade the party to change its view, and now we have legislated the end of that trade.
Submarines and sheep ships might be hot-button topics, but for many WA voters, this election is about the basics.
Yeah, there needs to be more affordable houses for people to live in.
What's your situation with housing at the moment?
I'm currently living in my car. I've been living in my car for a few weeks. And I go around to different parking spots, different parks. I shower at the showers down at the beach. It's not that bad, but it's not ideal.
Here, in the middle of the Fremantle electorate, the South Lake Otti Family Centre is handing out free food and haircuts.
People are constantly coming in and saying, oh, we just haven't got any money to put food on our table. We're noticing we're getting more people that we would never have seen before. People on pensions, on unemployment benefits. It is not sufficient to meet like $650 a week rent.